Brett Okamoto with ESPN alongside one of the baddest men on the planet, Dustin Poirier, UFC lightweight. He's not officially the champion, but he said in the octagon he feels like the champion. And I mean, what else, man? I mean, how do you feel after a performance like that?
I feel good, man. You know, I'm just happy to be healthy. You know, happy to be. You have to fight your way off this island, and I'm going home tonight.
Are you holding back any emotions right now? Because you do. You just seem so calm and collected. And you said in the octagon that you knew that this was going to be the case. But I mean, you just beat Conner McGregor, man. I mean, where are the emotions, huh?
Man, I've had so many highs and lows in this sport. It's just another night, really. I'm happy with it. But life goes on, man, and that's it. You know, you can't be. I'm very happy. You know, I'm very happy to get my hand raised, and in that fashion, I know the guy's never been knocked out, so that's huge. But I just want to get home to my daughter.
When you were in the locker room and you're getting ready to walk out, how did it feel? You know, compared to some of the other bigger nights of your career.
I mean, I felt bad. I felt flat. I felt like I didn't want to be here, really. The only time I enjoyed this day is whenever I got into the octagon. For some reason, the madman comes out, and that's where I feel good exchanging. You know, even when I'm getting hit with shots that I shouldn't be getting hit with, I love that. That dog in me just loves that moment, which is dangerous because the whole process I'm starting to not like so much, but I love walking through the fire.
That's insane because I remember you told me before the fight that's how you felt the first time you fought Conner. You were in there, you just felt flat, and sometimes that happens.
I didn't feel flat in the fight. I felt flat in the locker room. I just felt like, man, I'm too calm. I don't feel like I have a lot of energy. It's 9 a.m. in the morning, but when I got in there and I saw him across from me and the lights were on me, I'm home.
Is there any sense of panic when you know it's fight day and you are feeling like that? You are feeling flat. You don't want to be there. Is there any kind of feeling of like, uh-oh?
It's just like a weird anxiety feeling, but I cornered Yves Edwards in his retirement fight, and he had probably close to 80 pro fights. And he was telling me this feeling never goes away, so just get used to it. And it doesn't. Me and Mike talked about that earlier. You know, it's uncomfortable when you're about to walk into the unknown and put it all on the line in front of everybody when you know, you can be humiliated or embarrassed out there, but that's the definition of bravery, is walking into the unknown. And I know I'm brave, and I know I put in the work, so we just try to let it show out there.
You talked about you know, the first time that you got caught up in the headlines and you were reading too much and you were getting angry. Were you able to avoid all of that this time, or did you feel like everybody was doubting you in this fight?
Well, they definitely were downing me, but that shit, when I was shoulder rolling all the hate and the naysayers, it doesn't matter. You know, I know who I am. I know what matters, and I know what I care about, and that's all noise. It's all noise.
When you were going through this camp, I mean, was it all clicking? Did it feel like during camp, like, yeah, I'm going to beat Conner McGregor, like everything, we're checking every box? Was it that kind of feeling, or?
It was the same as every other camp. Like, some days I feel like I'm on top of the world. Some days I feel like, oh, man, what am I doing? You know, I feel like the best in the world. Some days I feel like an amateur. It's crazy, man. It's such an emotional roller coaster, but the thing is, I've felt those feelings before and came out and had great performances. Like, I know I have the skill set and the work ethic and the timing and the maybe the natural gifts to get these big fights done. So I just ride the ebbs and flows through training camp. And same on fight day. Like I said, feeling flat, feeling like, I don't know, man. You know, I know that when I get in there and the showtime, I'll fight.
On the fight, do you think that you guys were just so friendly, man? I mean, I think that all started with, you know, the whole genesis of this fight, of talking about charity, and then it continued this week. And, you know, a lot of people were noticing that. They're like, man, these guys, they know they're going to fight each other, right? I mean, did that have any impact, do you think, on sort of just like how this whole fight week felt and the fight itself?
It made it an easier process, but it was all, you know, that's all noise to me too. Like, I didn't play too much into it. I know my manager did a little bit. He was telling me, don't play you know, when we got back to the hotel, he was saying, you know, this might be, you can't be too friendly, you know, when we go out there tomorrow, but I know what this is. Me and Conner both been doing this long enough to where we can shake hands and then try to kill each other the next day, and I knew that's what it was going to be.
Going into the fight, what were the keys? What did you feel like you had to do to win this fight?
I wanted to land takedowns early, and we wanted to mix my kicks and takedowns with the boxing. We wanted to mix everything up and keep him guessing. Kick low, kick high, punch the body, punch the head. And we didn't want to sit too heavy on my jabs because he has a really good counter too, or he'll counter over the jab, you know, at the same time. Great timing. Some of the best in the game, and I didn't want to be too heavy on my front foot with my jab. We wanted to kick and work in takedowns.
Something I didn't hear you say just now, unless I missed it, some calf kicks, because that seemed like it was a big deal in the game plan. How much did you guys talk about that?
Mike Brown wanted me to rip calf kicks, rip them, and we did. The first one I threw landed like I've been kicking long enough, and when you land with the top of your shin, the thick part of your shin right under your knee, and you turn it the right way, it's so heavy and it hurts so bad, especially on a calf. And the first one I landed, I knew I had him good.
Maybe I should ask Mike this, but why did he think calf kicks were going to be such a key against Conner?
Mike, Why did you think calf kicks were going to be such a key against it? I kick hard in Connor's wide stance. We thought it would be hard to check, and I started kicking through his check because he wasn't checking correctly. It was still the muscle part of his calf. He wasn't turning his shin all the way outward, so it wasn't shin to shin. Even when he checked, he was getting the bad part of the kick. And I know from experience, I've been crippled with those kicks from Jim Miller. I've been hurt with them a few times. The swelling in your calf, it has nowhere to go. It's not like a thigh where it can spread out all over. That's when you have compartment syndrome. The swelling gets stuck in pockets, and it's so painful. Yeah.
Was there ever any part of the fight where, because you were battling, and you seem pretty comfortable with this, but you were battling the fact that this guy had knocked you out previously, and so he did hit you with some shots in the first round. Was there ever any concern or any worry of like, oh, this guy's catching me more than I want him to? I
was surprised against the fence when I started talking shit to him about the shoulder strikes. I started throwing them. I was just kind of messing with him a little bit. He hit me with one, and I was like, shit. Like it's kind of not flashed me, but I felt like that was a good shot. Yeah. And he hit me with a good left hand, man. In the open, my back was towards my cornerman. Hit me with a good left hand that if he would have poured on, I don't know, I would have tried to defend myself, obviously, but I was hurt.
There was a couple times in the fight, too, where you pointed at him like this.
Because I had his timing. He would throw a lazy jab, I would pull back, and I would touch him with a jab. Or he would start taking pictures of his combinations, and I would pull out and hit him with a hook. I got you, man. I can box, too.
We'll talk about that finish. I mean, I know it's fresh, and I don't know if you've had a chance to see it again yet, but what do you remember about that finish?
The last left hand felt so good. Felt so good. As it was happening, I was picturing Luke Rockhold when he was against the fence and got hit with the left hand and went flat. Do you know what fight I'm talking about? I don't know what it was, but that's the same position Conor was in, and I just saw that same shot. Like I ripped it. Was it? Yeah. He's against the fence and he hits with a hook against it. That's exactly the position Conor was in, and that last left hand landed hard.
Well, just a few more for you, but what do you think happens next now? I mean, you said that you feel like you're the champion. Did you get to see?
Dude, this is the championship fight. If Khabib's retired, they want. This is the championship fight. I'm the champ.
Do you think that there's any chance that, there was this whole talk about like if Khabib gets impressed on Saturday, then maybe he'll come back and face somebody. Do you see any chance of a rematch with Khabib in your future?
I promise you, I was not trying to impress Khabib. I was trying to get paid and go home. But nobody's ever knocked Conor out, and but I don't. It's whatever, man.
Did you get to see Michael Chandler's performance?
I was warming up, but I saw he stopped Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker is durable, man. Trust me, I hit him with everything. Impressive.
Well, it's pretty crazy, man. I mean,
he called me out too. I was in the locker room like, damn. Yeah.
You called out a few people, but yeah, you were definitely one.
I was in the mix.
Well, it's crazy to think, man. We're in Fight Island. You were supposed to come here in October in a co-main event. You decided that you didn't want to do it. You were talking to the UFC. There were some contract negotiations, and here you are. You beating Conor McGregor in the main event. How do you think this changes your life, this win?
Man, I got God's favor, and everything happens for a reason, and I'm here.
Last question. What does this do for the Fight Foundation, the Good Fight Foundation, this win, and also, just this fight in general? What difference are you going to make with that?
This fight by itself was going to cover the goal for the Boys and Girls Club because Conor's donation of $500,000 covers that and then gets us going on what we have planned. But hopefully a win of that magnitude and me talking about it gets people's eyes on it because, like I've been saying this whole week, I have a platform, and even more so now, right? The megaphone just got a little bit bigger, and I want to reach as many people as I can and affect as many people as I can because I'm fighting for me and my family, but I want as many people cheering.